Good evening, everybody. My name is Lionel Jacques. This is week 4 of your technology and entertainment media company. Oh my goodness gracious, it's going to be that kind of day. Of your TEM class, it's your home stretch, your last time with us. And what you just saw there is our interpretation of the original Alien opening redesign for our class. So it's a good time. Most of you got this one. A few of you were close, but I think the font usually gives it away. I think they stuck with that font for all of the movies. So original guard or not, old school. It is good. The first one is very horror-esque if you have not seen it. It's very suspense-filled and scary. Whereas like the second one and what people might know for the second and third one were much more action-oriented type movies. So depends what your thing is, but the original one is definitely interesting. Excuse me. A lot of allergies. We had a small cold snap over the weekend. Nothing serious. It's Florida. But when it warms up a little, it's enough for the trees to all go, hallelujah, we need to drop some more pollen. So always gets a little congested afterwards. So, who here has been doing their due diligence and playing either Outer World, Pokemon, Death Stranding? What else do we got? The new Call of Duty. What have we been watching? Nice, nice. Pokemon Shield here, but that's okay. It was chosen by my daughter, so I did not want the gigantic neck frill, but it was outside my hands, so I had no choice with it. But a lot of good stuff out there. A lot of good stuff. It is a good time to be a geek right now. From the streaming services and all the vast variety of TV shows for us to watch, the movies, all the new game toys coming out. A lot of good stuff. So we're entering the home stretch for you guys. This is it. This is the big final week that we have together. This is our last official lecture we'll be having together before you all move on to your greater Full Sail careers and paths and totally forget about me and my class. It's okay. I understand. It's not because you didn't enjoy my class or because you don't enjoy my company. It's because you're going to be super busy and then you totally forget. So it's one of those things. It's okay. Unless, of course, you play Pokemon, and then you should probably send me your friend code on FSO so we can do necessary trading and battles and such, because, it's important, especially if you have a Corsola, because I've been hunting and hunting and hunting for a Corsola with a particular trait, and it's getting kind of frustrating. But it's all right. Back to the game. Back to the lecture, really, if you want to think about it that way. So this week, like all your previous weeks with us, we have 2 assignments. The difference really is that in this week, while I do want you to delve into some stuff, and if we look over at 4.1 with the portfolio stuff for Professional Spotlight, we do have this covering a bit of research and then you finding some items and stuff. So the Professional Spotlight is a big part of the focus this week. You've looked into your industries. You've looked into where you feel your industries might be developing. You've looked into what you want to do in the industry. You've looked for opportunities that are available for you, resources that might be of use for you as you move forward in your career. You've looked into yourself, how you're going to manage your time here at Full Sail, what it is you're going to be focusing on and everything. This one is the culmination of all those professional assets. So in order to be aware of trends, in order to highlight what people are achieving and doing, you really need to know who's who, right, in your industries. So you need to make sure that not just individual people, you might, and usually you'll see it, our computer animators, they usually have 1 or 2 people that they love to follow. The game art folks, same thing. The DAD people might have a few artists that they like to look at their stuff. But like coders never think of it that way. They go, oh, I don't know. Game designers, they don't think of it that way. But every industry, if you're interested in it, there are ways you can dig to try to find out who it is who did the key parts, the related parts for your favorite projects. So if the original Mass Effect was one of your favorite games, then you can look up who the game designer was on it. You can look up who the developers were on it, and you can figure out, based on other games they did, who it is that you like. You can try to track them down, see what's going on, and see what they're up to. But it is not just the individuals. In a lot of your industries moving forward, it's also companies that are taking new risks and trying new things. So it's the combination of those, knowing who the major players are in your profession. So we have a small curated list. It is by no means exhaustive, and it is also by no means cutting edge current, because it's a harder thing to keep up with. That's on you guys to find the links. This is to get you started. And all it is some links to videos, tutorials, people, what they're working on, stuff like that, new principles, new things that people might be trying. And it covers a great blend of things for you to start with. So what you're going to do for this assignment is you're going to pick 2 videos. They do not have to come from the list, okay? They don't have to come from the list. The list is just if you're stuck, or to give you an idea of what sort of videos we're looking for. And what you want is the first 2 you watch to be part of your degree or your career field that's moving forward. All right, so if you're game design, you want something in game design or gaming that you look at. So you want to watch those videos, and for each of the 2 videos, you will write 2 paragraphs on what your thoughts and what you found interesting in those videos. So that is 2 videos with 2 paragraphs each for a total of 4 paragraphs on the 2 websites, okay? Then again, because we're all under the same tech umbrella, and some of you might find a better home adjacent to your current career choice, then we have you go pick 2 more videos from a degree that is not your own, and you can compare them to your own degree's videos and write to see what you thought was interesting about that, and you can do a comparison if you want to delve into that aspect as well. All right. So that is at least at this point 4 videos with 2 paragraphs per video. And then the final step is to make sure you use a video that is not on the list at all, and something outside the box. Find something that's interesting for you. Lynda, TED Talks, any of those are totally viable. And then write 2 paragraphs about that video. So all told, for this particular assignment, you will have 5 videos, and for each of the 5 videos, you will have 2 paragraphs each, okay? So this is the, I'll put air quotes around it that you can't see. Hold on. I think this is the tool. Should be, yeah, we'll go. So I'm putting air quotes up here, guys. This is the tough. This is really hard to write with the touchpad. This is the tough assignment. 10 paragraphs total, right? 10 paragraphs in total. It's okay. That's the beefy part. It's not too long, because you're going to actually find really neat videos and you're going to be excited to talk about them. And I'm not asking for anything fancy with formatting. Your citations, again, just need to be, as we scroll down here, except it does not want to scroll. Oh my goodness, come on. Oh, it's still in pen mode. That's great. One moment. There we go. So if we scroll down just a bit, this is going to give you a blow by blow of what you're looking for. Your name, class number, make sure you have your section, please, what your degree is, the first and second video and what you need to write on it, the third and fourth video and what you need to write on it, the fifth video and what you need to write on it, upload it by Sunday, and that's it. This is the tough part. Citing the videos, I just need the name right here. This is all I need from you. No APA formatting or anything fancy. I need the site name and a URL to get to the site. Does that work? That's all I need for this one. All right. So this is the beefier of the two assignments because you do have to do a bit more exploratory research. You have to dig around to see what's out there. And then you have to move that kind of into the realm of your industry, which you're still new to. So trying to find out how that works and stuff going from there might take you a bit more time just to decide on who and what videos you want to use. Does that make sense? Again, nothing fancy is required. I don't need like an opening paragraph. I don't need a subject sentence, just general good writing principles. Please do spell checks because some of you have not, and please use capital letters because some of you have not. And then that's it. Write your thoughts on the two videos. Yes, you can submit using a PDF. That's what we're looking for. Oh, it doesn't actually say it. It should say it on the rubric. It should say it on this page. So you're going to submit this as a PDF with 5 separate websites, 2 paragraphs on each website. Make sense? No, you don't need a site. When you talk about a site, so video 1, you're going to have the degree that the video is for, the video name and URL for the video, and then what you learned about the video. Then the second one, you'll have, this should be from your degree is which one it's talking about, and then you're going to have the name of this video and the URL to that video, then what you learned from that video. There doesn't need to be a citation page at the end. You can make it as creative as you want, so if you want images and stuff included on the document, that's all fine as well. Can only help grades and not make them suffer as long as it's legible. So just dig around. Find out what's going on, who the big companies are, what the big trends are, who the big people are, the companies, what's moving around in your company, and who's starting to make a splash. All right? So you used to get a lot more people that are like, oh, I want to work with, Bethesda, or I want to work with, well, Bethesda's the only one that's popping in my mind now, of course. And now it's a little bit less so. People are like, it's an older studio. They're very established. I love their work, but I don't think there's anything there for me. So that kind of stuff. Dig around. It changes, and knowing who the people are that are making the big changes in your industry is always a good thing to know. So questions on the first assignment the second assignment, 4.1. Says, so the link to the video to a Word or just copy and paste the URL. You can just copy and paste the URL. That's totally fine. You can cite information from the videos within your paragraph. That's totally okay. In which case, just put an asterisk on it. I don't need like footnotes and citations at the end. That's okay. Your hyperlinks do not have to work. If you do a slideshow format, Randall, that was the question for those of you that are watching the archive, can we use a slideshow format? You can create this in PowerPoint or Keynote if you wish, and then export it as a PDF at the end, and you'll be good to go. Lynette, I would like you to make sure you answer the prompts and stuff that are in the rubric that it talks about. 5 sentences would be the minimum, yes. Kyla, if you can please send me a direct message to, I'll just write it on the screen. Oh, this is rough. Without the unevenness there, just, type it and it'll probably work better. Oh man, should have just chose the type tool. There. Okay. So what we're going to do, Kyla, is email me like in a separate window right now. Open up your email to Lionel. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Lionel J. Not Lionel. Durr. Lionel J. That's a dot. LionelJ@fullsail.com. And that will tell me, if you can, what section you're in and who your instructor is, and then which assignments specifically, like 2.1, 2.0, 3.1, 3.0, I'm missing grades for. And then I'll be able to get that. Now, week 3 grades, you're likely not going to have graded at this point because it's day 2 of our grading week. Everybody just got started yesterday. So it depends where they are in their workflow. Usually we're sifting through piles of emails on Monday. We get started grading Monday afternoon and Tuesday morning, but you should have all week 2 items already graded. So if you can get me that information, Kyla, it'd be greatly appreciated, okay? All right, and that is, believe it or not, everything we have that was really tricky in this assignment. I need you to explore websites, explore videos about people, industries, and stuff, cutting edge stuff in your fields, write your thoughts on it, and compile that all in a PDF. That's pretty much the key thing here. Now, I start with this one because this is beefier and more time consuming, usually for the actual work that's required. But when we go to the other one, this is the one people spend a lot of time on. Now, this is actually just part of my master's degree, and that in order for information to stay with you, in part, you need time to process and reflect upon what you've learned, and that actually locks it into our brain. That's how our brain works. It does not just remember things, and if you've ever caught yourself trying to think of something and there's kind of a blank space there, it's because your brain was like, not important, don't need to put a file tag on that, we'll just go ahead and store that away. Or if you're used to your developing language, they do a data dump and it gets rid of all the stuff it considers superfluous and puts it in long-time archive storage with no tags on it. So then you're trying to remember stuff and it's like, nope, don't know what you're talking about, never heard of it. That's kind of how our brain works. Yeah, sort of. And it's I think your next class might have it for some of you. The math class doesn't do it. But I would urge you to try to always get your work in week 4 done a little early. And then just look over your month. Like, look over the month you just came from. Every month you're here at Full Sail, they're not going to require you to make a video, but it behooves you to go, well, what did I learn this month? Okay, I learned C#. I learned how to do functions. I learned different types of variables. I learned what an array is. I learned code lines, code commands, and I learned dot syntax and stuff like that. So just take a little bit of time. And I don't mean like take 2 or 3 minutes. I mean like take half an hour, kind of go through the episode dashboard. Go through, I don't think I can reach it from here. Go through here. And say, oh, okay, what are all the things I learned? What did I learn in week 1? What were the assignments? What was that? Oh, that was that assignment. Man, that seems like ages ago. And I totally forgot what we were doing on it. Does that make sense? in this particular one, that's all I really want you to do as well. The only thing is, this will be in a media format. Now, no matter how many times I say this in the lecture, I will still get at least 5 emails. You do not have to appear on video, but your voice should be used for audio narration. If you only have an iPad, you should still have free access to iMovie and GarageBand on your iPad. You do not have to use them if you do not wish. You can record the video on your cell phone. You can record the video on your iPad. If you have a laptop, you can record it on your laptop. You can make a vignette with marionette puppets. You can use sock puppets. You can do cutout drawings. You can use Powtoons. You can use GoAnimate. You can have slides that you're talking over that make your point. It cannot be just audio. You want related images. You want something that is engaging the user. It does not have to be you on the screen, but it does need to be your voice with related images in the video. You can make this as fun as you want. I would prefer if we could avoid too many of the I'm sitting in front of my laptop or iPad talking with a static headshot as I read from the information that's on the screen on the computer that's recording me, and I wear glasses and you can see the reflection of that information in my glasses. Ezra, if you want to play Pokemon Sword or Shield and record that as like your background video, that is totally okay. Other video games are also okay, but I just have a special appreciation for Pokemon, so just pointing out. And then you can just do your voiceover like a Twitch streamer would, where you're chatting over it and stuff like that. Spark is also fine. PowerPoint with audio works. Literally, guys, anything you want to do is okay, as long as you answer these prompts in your presentation. What did you learn about? Share about your industry during your time here. What did you learn about your own future? This is the point of that one is for you to determine when and why you have made this particular decision, and this class helps cement it, or if it changed your mind. Going forward, how are you going to be able to use any of the stuff from this class? I am not looking for great smoke blowing videos about how my class has changed your apogee and you are all set for success, and my God, you are just thrilled because this TEM has revolutionized your thought process. That's not what I'm talking about. With going forward, how will you apply the skills and concept you gain in future classes? I mean, for those assignments that had you dig into your industries. All right, so if you looked into game design and you saw a day in the life of a game designer, and it talks all about how this person was learning how to script, that would be one of those things. You would have the idea that you need the skills for scripting. It would behoove you as a game designer to work on your scripting. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. What did you find in your research here? Now, for a handful of you, you're going to be like, piss it. I didn't learn anything in TEM. Stupid class, waste of time. I know better. I know everything. I totally am ready for the industry. Bring on the heavy classes. This is silly, waste of time. That's fine. You can reflect all of those opinions during the end of month survey that will open up for you guys likely tomorrow. Kind of moot. That's where I get that information. This video I'm watching for you to answer these prompts. I'm sorry, and I am a bit sad if you missed gaining anything from the class, and I'm sorry if you found the research boring. The function of the class is to help you realize what your industry is about and the depth of your industry, because in very few instances are you guys actually industry professionals. So I get plenty of students every month that tell me, I don't need to know that topic. That has nothing to do with my industry. That's funny because I work with people from your industry that have the job you are going to school to do, and they say you do need it. So, just saying, the youth might not know everything. Check with the old people. Know what I'm saying? Check with the old people. They know stuff. So, these 4 prompts. The very last thing is for upcoming TEM students, what's some advice you'd give them? What's a little bit of tip you could be like, hey guys, pay attention to this because, I find it way more useful than I thought. Or honestly, just get your work turned in because then you'll be to the end of the month faster. Whatever it is, just something you would tell somebody if you were sitting down having coffee with a student who's just about to start TEM, who's starting TEM next month while you're moving on to your other class. So that's what we're talking about. All right. Short video, nice and sweet. Should be probably a minute, at least a minute and a half. There is no set time for it. I want you to talk naturally and answer these 4 prompts. That's how long your video needs to be. All right. That's all. That's what I need your video to be. These 4 prompts with your voice, any kind of background you want, any kind of format you want, literally anything you want to do. If you want to do cell animation, fine. If you want to animate something on the computer, fine. If you want to make a video game that spells out this message and unlocks voice nodules, a soundboard that releases your answer to the prompt, that's fine. If you want to use puppets, that's fine. If you want to animate your dog's mouth so it looks like he's the one answering the video stuff, that's totally fine. If you don't have the time and you just want to answer the questions with you on the screen, that's also fine. If you want to do a keynote or a PowerPoint with slides that are relevant to what you're talking about as you answer the prompts, also fine. Also fine. Anything you want to do, the key part is it must be your audio answering the prompts, and that it should have some sort of image and video graphic stuff going on in the background. And it should answer these 4 prompts. Understand? Brandon, that's why Full Sail is a spectacular, magical place. Because it is nerd heaven. It's nerdvana. That's good, I gotta patent that. Nerdvana. Full Sail's pretty epic. If you get a chance, come visit the campus. It's pretty awesome. Right? I should have ended the lecture. I should have been like, Nerdvana. Boop. And there's end training. So this one is a bit shorter because that's all there is to this. I want you to do a reflection video. Of course, Nerdvana has already been used. Whatevs. I'm a dad. I'm allowed to use stuff and take stuff as my own. I will still do something with it. All right. So I've seen some questions. I think I've answered most of them. We won't lose points on the rubric if we don't show up in the video, as long as we include our voice and other visuals. Correct. Yes, Sabrina, exactly. Let's see. Giona's coming to campus in January. That's awesome. Are you moving here to change to a campus student, or are you just going to do online but from the area? Nice. Well, I am in building 130. Are you in any of the development or game design classes? Nice, Alexander. Well, guys, I'm on the 2nd floor of building 130. So just stop by and be like, hey, I was in your, what month is this? November. I was in your November classes. And 10 was great, and I love the campus. If you're in game art or computer animation, you'll actually be in a different set of offices. But you can still stop by. I'm happy to chat with you guys, give you any advice, help you out with anything you want. Somebody else asked, will a vlog style work? A vlog style will be totally fine. As long as it's your voice, you answer the prompts, and you're not obnoxious in the video. Make sure we are keeping to our GPS standards, if you will. Oh, certainly. Be happy. Working on a contract for an app for one of our local businesses in the area now. It's my least favorite part, but you got to take care of it. You got to do your pre-planning in order to make your programming more efficient. So, I would try not to go much over 5 minutes. More than that, and you're going to be more in the rambling type area because it's only 4 questions. So I'm not asking for the epiphany. Well, I am asking for the epiphany. I'm just not asking for all the reasons you got to that epiphany, if you will. Well, Gianna, also don't pad it. It doesn't have to be a minute. As long as you answer these 4 things, it's your voice, and it is not like, what did I learn about the industry in my class? Nothing. What did I learn about the future? Nothing. Going forward, how will I apply the skills concepts? I won't. If you keep up upcoming class to students' advice, yeah, leave full sail. Thanks. I'm out. Drop the mic. That's not really what we're looking for here. I want you to actually answer the questions, and then you'll be fine. Mateus, if you can actually... No, I don't want to put that challenge out there. Answer the 4 prompts, video, any sort of animation, and other formatting for the video is totally up to you. Does that make sense? Okay. And for those of you that are curious, I did actually get... I used to do the puppet joke as a puppet aspect as a joke, and then I think it's like 5 years ago at this point. 5 years ago, a student who had puppetry experience and had like 2 Muppet-like puppets, the ones that have the like sticks in their hands. He made like a little news desk, and he did his entire video with his Muppets. He was never on the screen. The Muppets did the video. It was pretty epic. I don't know where the link is anymore, sadly, but that was just really wonderful. So do whatever you want. Just make sure it's professional and you keep with GPS standards, and we'll be good to go. Any other questions for this? And if you do not have any questions on this, do you have any questions for TEM as a whole, your week with us for this last part of the month, or for the month as a whole? If you have the inevitable question of, is there any extra credit I could do to up my grade? No, I don't offer extra credit. That's why I designed my class to equal 100% if you do all the work. Yes, you can make up work if it's late. Keep in mind, if you don't have paperwork and excuses and excused absence, then it does suffer a late penalty. So as an example, week 1 items at this point lose about 200 points. It's 10 points a day. So week 1 stuff won't really be worth it for you. Will the live lecture be... actually, thank you, Alexander. Yes. The other thing that I missed with this, because I always forget, the link to your video, upload your video, finish your video, upload your video, and provide the link onto the discussion forum by Thursday. After Thursday, you will then look at all of your wonderful videos by your peers, choose 4, and write a good, solid, professional response. Your response should not be this long. Your response should be a decent paragraph, commenting on more than really liked your video, your background was really creative and inspirational, thanks. Try to engage in a conversation, all right? That's all. The live lecture will be uploaded the next day, usually in your class assignments. Most of the time by end of day Wednesday. Some instructors do send it out as an FSO message, though, instead of an announcement, so it depends on instructor preference for that. Any other questions? I know it's a shorter lecture, but it's one of those where a reflection video is fairly self-explanatory other than what's required. And then from there, the 4.1 with the spotlights on the different industry stuff. That's really all that's, there's not much that you can get wrong on these two. You're either going to have what's required or you're not, so to speak. Well, Brandon, to clarify, you do need some sort of background image, be it a slide, a video without, its own sound so that I can hear your voice, whatever. Whatever's in the background is fine. But I do need your voice, the audio answering the questions. And Brandon, definitely send me your friend code since you have Sword, I think you said, for Pokemon, and I will be happy to send you any of the Shield limited stuff, obviously, other than the Legendary, that I can send your way so you can complete your little Pokédex. Usually they're shipped out at the end of month 4, Alexander, so it depends on where you are in your program and what's going on with it, and then if you email your advisor or the liaison, either one of them should be able to give you a specific date as to when your launch box should be coming. You're going to upload the video to YouTube or Vimeo. Either service is fine. Any hosting service for the videos are fine. Then you're going to post the link into FSO. You can also embed the video directly, but sometimes with this assignment, people make a slightly larger video than FSO will accept, and it will give them an error. So it's always safe to go with YouTube or Vimeo and then just provide the link. Does that work? No problem. Jesse, the Ponyta is just, it's the reason my daughter picked it, actually. She's like, oh my god, it's My Little Pony. So it was for Ponyta and Corsola. She liked Corsola, but she was kind of sad to find out it was a ghost. So, and then I was sad that Farfetch'd is just spectacularly funny looking in the Galan version. And it got even better when he evolves into Sir Farfetch'd. That's even better. So I'm going to end the recording here before I start meandering down Pokemon Lane. I apologize for all the non-Pokemon people out there, but I mean, really, get some Pokemon people. It's good for your soul. I'm going to end the recording here. I will not be ending the lecture right away, so if you do not have any questions, you are good to go. One word of advice before I close and you all jump ship. Full Sail gets harder, and Full Sail's pace doesn't let up. So you have a busy 2 years ahead of you. Keep your mission statement and your goal in sight. Keep it firmly in your grip and work towards it. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. If you're not making the work that you want to make, keep working on it and improving, okay? Do your best. Keep moving forward. If you have any questions or you need a pep talk, just shoot me an FSO message or an email, and I'll be happy to talk to you. All right? Thank you for coming, guys. If you are done, you are free to go.